What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here for one of the wildest things that has ever happened in the history of this channel. Today, via Darren Ravel on Twitter, the NFLPA has canceled its contract effective immediately for Panini, allowing Fanatics now has the exclusive rights to make NFLPA branded trading cards. Cue up 100,000 different questions that I have. What happens to Panini? What do they do? I'm sure there will be some legal wrangling over this one. This is the way I understand this anyways, just looking at this. This is the NFLPA, so that's players, not teams, as in team logos. This is not a deal with the NFL, this is with the NFLPA, so that's players. What happens to existing Panini product? How fast can Topps/Fanatics get product out the door? Will there be, I assume there's going to be some sort of legal ramifications here. I would imagine the NFLPA had probably a pretty clean out clause if they wanted to get out of this. What happens with the NFL contract? Because like I said, to me, this reads NFLPA only. There's two separate things here. NFLPA is the players' rights. So that's the likenesses of the players. And then there is the NFL deal to get them in their uniforms. Now, that's not saying that couldn't drop tomorrow, next week, the week after. I don't know. So essentially, once again, the way I understand this currently is Panini, dunzo. No idea what that means for current product in the shoe. Will we see Prism? Will we not? Topps, once again, assumptions here, will be able to make NFL trading cards, but it'll have the players, but not the logos. So essentially, what Panini used to do with baseball prior to the changes. The precedent for this is, in the past, Panini had rights to the MLB Baseball Players Association, but not Major League Baseball. So that's how you would get Prism Baseball with like Juan Soto in pajamas. They couldn't put logos on there. This year, that MLBPA license ran out. So Panini, only thing they could make was retired players because they didn't have license to the players anymore. This is a little bit of a different situation. Fanatics has the NFLPA license, so they could put football players in pajamas with no logos unless something changes. Once again, this is hot off the presses. So unless something changes with that. That would also mean Panini could only make product with logos with retired players. They could not use an active player on an NFL roster in a current NFL uniform. They would not be able to do that the way that I understand this. So there's still a lot of complexities here. Ultimately, unless the NFL license goes with this, where Topps/Fanatics can use like a Browns jersey or whatever, we really get put in a bind here, because now all of a sudden, if, once again, assuming if Panini can't ship the rest of its product, we are not going to have a licensed NFL product for this year. And I do not know when the NFL license runs out. So that is where we currently sit. I have to imagine this is a absolute gut punch to Panini. And this is a move, once again, to put leverage on them, to force them to sell their licenses early. Maybe that comes out of this. Maybe in the next week, days, month, I'm doing another video talking about how Panini finally caved the Fanatics. This is just them cutting another leg out from underneath them. Monopolies and all. Just Gordon Gekko straight up in here. Just ruthless on the business side with Fanatics, the way that they cut these deals and leverage themselves against these other companies and just completely gut them to just destroy whatever position and power that they had to buy them at pennies on the dollar, or to force them to sell at pennies on the dollar. This is Fanatics just swinging it around. The other question here is the NBA next? Does the NBA PA look at this and go, yeah, we have an out clause too. We could get out of ours. And are we in a similar situation? I think where this all ends up heading is pressure to get Panini to get out of the licenses to Fanatics early. Even if Panini doesn't sell to Fanatics, sell the brands, sell whatever, transfer the licenses. They would sell the licenses off to Fanatics to allow them to start producing cards early. This feels like it is a pressure play on that. Because like I said, the way I understand this is Panini's toast. They cannot release a product anymore. Maybe if it's already printed, they could release it. I don't know. And my other gut feeling here is that Topps is ready to rock and roll with the printers on this. Remember, back in the fall and the winter, they were close to an agreement on this already, where Fanatics would acquire the licenses from Panini and get them early and be able to make 2023 product. That was one of the things that leaked out during the whole court drama suing each other thing last month or earlier this month. So that tells me Fanatics was already putting work in on a set to get it ready to rock and roll. So I'm guessing they could go in and hit Control P, send that thing to the printers, and get it rolling. Now, once again, will they be able to use logos or not? That's what we don't know. That's going to be a key thing. If they can wiggle out a way or figure out a way to get NFL logos on that product, that is massive. That would be a huge win for us. If they can't, it's really going to suck to collect football cards this year, because you're going to have Panini, who can make licensed, uniform licensed logos, etc., with most likely retired players, but not anything with current day rosters. Fanatics will be able to produce current day rosters, but with no logos. Assuming, once again, assuming that the NFLPA is the only part of this. A million questions still circling around all this, and we didn't even touch on a small portion of them. So once again, the recap, NFLPA has axed its deal with Panini effective immediately. We do not know. The big questions are coming out of this that we'll be keeping our eyes on, future videos, the whole stuff. Will Panini be able to release? How does their releases look? What are they able to do? What are they not able to do going forward with stuff already in the pipeline? Will we see Prism this year? Will Panini release a uniform licensed product with retired players? Will Fanatics, how quickly do they get a set out? What is the first one that we see? Is it Topps paper flagship? I assume they'd want to get that out as quickly as humanly possible. Are they able to use logos? Are they not? How quickly do we see that? Do we have a gap of time now where there is 30, 60, 90 days with no football releases if Panini's not allowed to release anything out? And then what does this obviously mean going forward, bigger picture in the war of Panini versus Fanatics? I don't think, say what you will about Fanatics, monopoly, not a monopoly, bad business, good business, whatever. From a straight up Gordon Gekko level of business, they brought nukes to this fight, and Panini brought squirt guns from the get-go. Fanatics is just putting a master class on them from a cutthroat business aspect. Like it or not, you can like it or not, but from a straight business aspect, Fanatics is just putting on a show in regards to just completely outmaneuvering Panini left, right, and center on this whole thing from beginning to end. We will see where this all shakes out. Obviously, a ton of follow-up on this one. Just wanted to get this out there to get everyone's thoughts and opinions in the comments down below and make everyone aware. We will catch you boys and girls on the next one. Peace.